Bienvenido a Prairie.
Mucho gusto.
Gracias por la clase no tradicional. Fue muy divertido y después de la clase yo tengo mucha confianza por Español.
Fluidez.
Y fluidez.
Sí, es verdad, sí.
I really like the non-traditional part, especially the Quizlet Live, because it took a lot of the stress out of cramming vocabulary and words right before. Because in Quizlet, we're actually using the words and understanding how to use them on it, like how we would in a day-to-day basis. I definitely feel like I have retained way more of a vocabulary doing the non-traditional method than I would have doing the traditional, because traditional is just studying, then you take the quiz, and then you forget about it. That's what I've noticed with traditional, but the non-traditional method is really great.
Yes.
I think La Conversa Casual is really great because it's just a conversation and it's practicing using the words that we learned and the stuff that we were learning in class, and it was really helpful for me to improve how I spoke in Spanish. Definitely choose the non-traditional method over the traditional because I feel like it really makes the class a much more enjoyable experience, and I really feel like I learned from doing that method.
Qué bueno, Brennan, mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto.
Y que tenga feliz verano.
Feliz verano.
Para todos ustedes, el joven Brennan Esteban, Grabaciones Contacto. Adiós, Brennancito.
Adios.
Hola, me llamo Andres Sirenko. I took this class this year and I loved it. I love especially the non-traditional activities. Anytime that we learned the culture, I feel like I can come to Central America and just have a good time and not be one of those tourists that know nothing about the culture and speak in their English accents. I gathered real skills in speaking the language that I will use, especially when I go to Bolivia this summer, and I love the attitude of this class. I do like the routines and how they add like consistency to each day, especially the Gracias por. It sets up a good thankfulness for the day, and especially how organized this class is. Like you can see the week ahead on haiku. I only learned to use haiku in the later half of the year, and it was really helpful in knowing exactly what's ahead. Routines were gracias por, like what you're thankful for the day, attendance, of course, a casual conversation where you can practice how you can actually speak Spanish, usually a recording even. Oh, useful vocabulary was very nice. I still remember especially the casual phrases like claro que sí or buen provecho, things that are important for the culture. You know, you get to separate instead of learning every word and cramming it into you. You really get to know the especially important words. I recommend making like a flashcard list of the really important ones, and it was really awesome. Definitely see a professor after school whenever you need help. There's any time that I felt iffy on a subject, I would come and I would be sure to grasp the content that much more, and it also helps your grade too because you know the content and you know what to expect. But you have an extra few days to make sure everything's correct, and you can totally go over Professor before he grades it with a red pen to make sure everything's nice. Thank you, Professor, for your endless enthusiasm. It really taught me how to speak Spanish not only in an academic way but in a practical sense. Especially I've gathered, like Professor says, you will gather fluency from this class and real appreciation, fluidity, and you will learn to love the culture. For example, I now learned so much about the different Latin American musics, especially Latin American jazz. Oh, it's just great.
What about the flamenco from Spain?
Oh, flamenco was nice. I want you to bring back the merengue club. That would be nice. It's really nice knowing the traditions, and now I want to go to all those places to just see in action, especially the Tomato Day, was it? Oh, that one was a fun one. Oh, and learning about the indigenous civilizations was really cool too.
Gracias por sus comentarios.
Gracias a usted.
Y pues tenga buen verano.
Gracias.
Mucho gusto, Andrés.
Mucho gusto.
Llorito.
Hasta luego.
Para todos ustedes, Grabaciones Contacto. Adiós.
Profesor, gracias por el año y gracias por todo de
su trabajo.
Gracias, Marquitos, muy
Sí,
amable.
sí.
Le agradezco por su trabajo diligente
Sí,
y por su actitud positiva. Oiga,
sí,
y saludos a su mamá y saludos a su papá.
sí, mucho gusto, profesor.
Mucho gusto y feliz verano. Adiós, Marquitos.
Adiós.